Hey, how you doing? My name is Fuad, and I'm going to take you on a quick walkthrough in one of our beautiful buildings here in Miami Beach. All right, we are here in Miami Beach in one of our beautiful buildings that we manage, and I'm going to take you through one of the walkthroughs that we do. Coming to the building, first make sure that the call box is on, and I like to call the management office to make sure that's working. So I just called for us.
Thank you for calling JMK.
Boom. So that works. So now I'm going to enter the building. Let's rock and roll. So I always like to check the fire alarm control panel, make sure it's working. There's no blinking lights. There's no alarm beeping. Make sure it's the right time and the date. And if that's all in order, you can go this way. We actually put these up here a week ago just to educate some more people on recycling, what you can't recycle, what you can recycle. And this is a picture of their dumpster area. So kind of make it, foolproof. So there should be no mistakes or discrepancies anywhere. First stop's going to be the elevator. Make sure the light works. I checked the certificate, expires May of this year. So it's always good just to check it every visit. And I also press all the buttons on the elevator to make sure they work. Another important thing too is to make sure the emergency phone works. So I push it. It's ringing. Sweet. I'm gonna go out here to the garage. And as I'm walking around, I'm also checking all the light bulbs, make sure light bulbs are working properly, they're all on. Just make sure there's no blinking lights, no stuff that shouldn't be out here, like trash, shopping carts. The lights are working. It's also important to look for leaks. Looking for leaks from pipes, checking the ground, making sure there's no puddles from any leaks. And just from here, I can see that there's a blinking light in the corner over there. So if there's not a work order placed for that, there's no way of me knowing to come out here and check it. So me being here, once every 2 weeks, I can notice that and I can get in contact with the right person to change it. Something that we're trying to work with all of our tenants is the proper way to recycle. So looking at this shouldn't be in here because it's a plastic bag, and the boxes should be broken down. So in this point, I usually take a picture of this, and we'll send out an email to everyone in the building, reminding them, the proper way to recycle, what you can and cannot recycle. And this is a fairly clean dumpster area. And everything else looks pretty good. I'll come back here and take care of some of this. All right, garage looks good. We're gonna keep moving. Whenever I go through a door, I always make sure it closes properly behind me. And if that door shuts the way it's supposed to be, we got no problems. I'm always checking light bulbs. And in this particular building, they have a real beautiful pool. And I always like to make sure that all the umbrellas are put down when they're not being used. It is windy, and it just makes it look a lot cleaner out here with all the umbrellas down. There seems like there was a tenant enjoying the beautiful weather today. But since I'm here, I'm just going to go ahead and just turn around. Now it's something very simple, something very small. It might go unnoticed to a lot of other people, but to me, if I'm here, if I can make it look a little bit better for just spending 5 seconds out of my way, I'm going to go ahead and do it. This should be on a hook, and I believe we do have a vendor coming out to install the hook so we can get that on there so it's easily accessible and everyone knows, where it's at during an emergency. To me, the pool looks great. Let's go ahead and check some of the floors. This building has 5 floors. So what I do, I go to every hallway and I look down the hallway to see if there's any light bulbs missing. This one actually does have a light bulb missing, so that's a good example. So again, I get my phone out, take a picture of what needs to be done. Sometimes I'll try to get, the floor number in or something like that. So it's just a little easy reference there. So now on the 3rd floor, a light bulb needs to be fixed. So this handle here was giving me some trouble. I know that we do have some extra of these handles downstairs in the storage room. So it's a simple phone call to the maintenance man. So when he comes here, he can change these handles for me. So again, I'm gonna just take a picture of floor number 3, make sure I get the handle, and that will be an easy reference for me whenever I send this work order out. I'm gonna take you to one more floor, but I'm gonna repeat that same process throughout every single floor, and then take you around the building. All right, hallway has all their lights on, it's good to go. Whenever I come across a fire extinguisher, I always just check the tag, make sure it's not expired or if it's coming up to expire soon. So this one from punch date. So I have until November of this year, February of this year to get it checked. So that's fairly close. So I'm gonna take a picture of this as well. And make sure we take care of that before the time passes. Now I'm gonna head back downstairs and just do a walk around the building, make sure landscaping looks good, make sure there's no broken sprinkler heads, no broken windows, no trash on the floor. Just basically simple housekeeping stuff that could be done every day or could be prevented as well. All right. Usually in a building, if one fire extinguisher is going to come up to date soon, they're all going to be the same, but it's always safe just to check them, just in case someone missed it. So when I'm out here, I'm looking just to see if the hedges are nice, clean, taken care of. We pay a landscaper to come out here and do a good job, so we expect them to do a good job. But we can be here, every single day to make sure they are. So this is why we do the walkthrough to just keep people accountable. It's looking good. I always like to check the size of the building, look up, make sure there's no any broken windows, no cracks. No, nothing out of the ordinary here. Awesome. We got one more side. Stuff like this bicycle right here. Looking at this, it does have the sticker for the building, so it belongs to this building. But I believe that it should be put in a garage area where they keep the rest of the bicycles. It shouldn't be out here like this. There we go. I usually spend around like 30 to 45 minutes per building. I took you real quickly through this building today, just so you can kind of see, what I do on a time-to-time basis to make sure that we're doing our job correctly. The vendors that we employ and contract are doing their jobs correctly, and also to make sure that all the owners and tenants inside the building are kind of up to speed with the new updates on recycling, the do's and don'ts, pool rules, and all that good stuff. Other than that, I can never take enough pictures to look back on, and I'll see you next time.